So here comes the African giant. Many people don't try to get us the African giant.
Yo, what's goody, everybody? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, where no topic is off topic, with your host, me, baby, and the co-host, Carrot Top John. We finna get into some smooth stuff, but before we jump into it, we do not own the copyrights to the music that you hear in the background. This is for when I recap this and repost this on YouTube so they don't take us down. What's goody, everybody? Make sure y'all double tap the screen, share the live with your group chat, share the live with your family and friends, and your Facebook pages if you have them still. Today's beginning topic, we're going to talk about the Texas law enforcement. So yes, we speak in Texas and police. Have y'all seen what's been going on with the Texas police officers and the border? If y'all have not, please take a time to go Google that, look that up, and bring your comments and thoughts and feelings to the comment section. Today is Let's Talk About It, with no topic is off topic. I'm sorry, you guys. And we do this every Tuesday and every Thursday at 5 p.m. EST. So like, share, and comment. Let's go. Make sure y'all got y'all tonic teas ready too. This one is piping. This one is piping. Yes, we finna get into the topic of discussion today. Texas police and law enforcement is giving very much so slavery. Yes, indeed it is. Man, listen, it's a whole lot we finna get ready to drill into. And talk about, drop it. Knowledge is power. You already know we are here to educate each other. We are here to help one another. We are not here to do anything other than love each other. You know what I'm saying? So in love and light, I say to all of you all, thank you all for joining. Let's talk about it today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with me and Carrot Top John, where no topic is off topic. So we really hit home. Last Thursday, we did a Did You Know Thursday, and Lord have mercy, it threw me for a whole loop. So while we waiting on Carrot Top John to get in this, make sure y'all like, share, and comment. Double tap the screen if you can, if you will. Today's beginning topic, we're talking about Texas law enforcement. Texas law enforcement. If you have not seen the video that is floating around, it's been all over the news. Yeah. It's been all over the news. It's been everywhere, especially on TikTok. Y'all know we love to scroll TikTok every day. But I need y'all thoughts, opinions, and feelings associated to this topic that we're talking about today. So if you have not seen the video, if you have not seen it, I will show you all. I will pull it up for you all. If you don't feel like getting off the live and doing it yourself, give me time. Beautiful rising, sis Ashe. You know what I'm saying? Greetings to you. Oh. She's a new Nubian person every time we jump on this live. I love it. Jesus. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen. I'm gonna wait for your people. Your people on your side already? They jumping.
I literally just got on.
Okay. So I'm gonna let everybody double tap the screen, share the live to start this conversation off. We're talking about Texas law enforcement, to get a little dig in the deep. I want to see what everybody feel about it, with y'all opinions, with y'all thoughts. You know what I'm saying? We're here. Knowledge is power. You already know Carrot Top John's here with the gyms as well. The professor teacher herself, Teacher Top. Teacher Top.
So I had to
You did some homework?
because I don't watch the news.
Yeah, I did. I seen it on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't watch the news, and I'm not on that side of TikTok. If it's not an animal that's talking with a country accent, I don't.
True facts. Are you taking guest live requests? Yes, I will be taking guest live requests for half and half, since we're doing it like this. But when we're doing it in person, you'll be able to join with the one live, whichever live we choose to go on, and you'll be able to talk to both of us at the same time. So yes, we are. But unfortunately, let's dive in it. to Let's Talk About It with No Topic is Off Topic. I was just telling them that Thursday was one of them did you know, and I just learned not to play that game with you, and I just told them in the group chat because we was like, what we gonna talk about? What we gonna talk about? I was like, yeah. No, let me go research because I'm not doing a did you know with her. We were talking dolphins and finger effing and it was crazy. But to start this off, Carrot Top did her homework. Of course, I was on TikTok scrolling a couple of days last week, and my sister also called me about day before yesterday, and she actually told me about this, which made me go back to it and look it up and do some research. So it has been floating around social media of these Texas law enforcement that are riding around on horses. I guess they're at the border. Am I correct? They're at the border where certain people are trying to cross over with case, and they're having whips and they're whipping these people. So this is what we're finna dive into this morning. You already know. Last live we did. We are not racist. We did a how are we racist? And you know, this is for Black lives. You know what I'm saying? So all my Black lives, if we're on your For You page, if you're watching us from Facebook, if you're watching us from your group chat, if you're watching us from Instagram or anywhere, please, Ashe, we love you and love and light. Keep yourself protected. Help those who are around you and those who are trying to come across, especially the ones of color. So, sis, what you think about this here videos that I sent you? What you think about? Because I sent it to you in the group chat.
So at first I was confused.
Mm-hmm.
I was confused because I wasn't sure if it was like, and this is me just being naive. I wasn't sure if it was like a setup or something like that because they was riding around on horses. Like I don't know no better.
Right. Used to police being in cars.
So my food is here. So you tell your opinion. I'm about to go grab my food real quick, and then I'll give you mine.
Okay, so when I first seen it, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, first of all, I never really seen Texas law enforcement go that deep into being on horses, let alone with whips. And how is this okay? How is this okay for people who are supposed to protect and serve in these certain environments, in these certain states and cities, are allowed to even get up on a horse with a whip to do that to any human person, any living person? I don't feel like this is what we call police. I don't think this is what we call law enforcement, because all of us know law enforcement. All of us have family or friends who are in law enforcement, who are police officers. We're not, it's just like, I mean, if you want us to really dumb it down to, are we going back in slavery right before our eyes, or are we not? You know what I'm saying? Or are we really having to live where the ancestors had to go through to get us here over again? Like, it confused the living shit out of me to see white, Caucasian, I gotta get away from the color white, the Caucasian men on these horses with whips with people of color. It really moved me. It disturbed my energy. And for a lot of people don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, if your energy is moved by and you can't sit yourself to watch certain things, please censor your eyes and do not watch it. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know the video I'm talking about, I will pull it up here in the iron moment. But they're not paying attention, and that's a fact. What you feel, sis? What you got?
So my issue is, which, like you said, if you can't handle certain things, you don't watch it. I stopped watching the news, and I know exactly when I stopped watching the news. I stopped watching the news October 13th, 2003. That's when I saw my uncle on the news. He was killed in a crash. So I stopped watching the news because I was like, how the news telling me, before. So I stopped watching it. But when I saw that, I had so many questions. And my questions were, is there nothing else in place that can treat humans like humans? And by that, I mean, we do need to get rid of ICE. I don't feel like ICE should be a thing. While I do agree that, they're trying to avoid being like China, where it's overflowing and you got to pick a kid and all this other stuff, there has to be something else in place for people who are seeking asylum. And if none of you guys are familiar, you don't want to watch the video, or you feel like you have a queamish stomach, let's talk about A Handmaid's Tale and how those women were trying to get out of Gilead, and they had to find places that it was safe for them to even cross to get out of Gilead. And that's kind of what it was like watching it. I was like, yo, do they watch Hulu? Is this where they got this from? Because we really take it back. They were literally cattling, and that's what they were doing, cattling these human beings, telling them to go back from a place that they ran from with their children and their daughters and their wives, and telling them they need to go back there because there's no room for them here, or whatever the situation may be. And it's like, again, is there nothing else in place to treat humans like humans? I cannot stand watching another human, I don't care what your color is, treating other humans as if we don't bleed the same, as if we don't feel the same, as if the United States of America was to flip upside down, we ourselves would not be trying to seek asylum in these places that we're not allowing their people to come to us. I can't imagine how they would treat us as Americans trying to seek asylum, because they can't come here. And it's nothing new. People have been trying to cross the border to get here, because I don't know what they think we got going on.
Right. It ain't like we're trying to leave here and go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
We broke too.
This is my question based on this one for everybody that's watching this live right now. Do you feel if these people were migrating from other borders, would it have been the same energy? Because law enforcement love to say, we ain't all the same, we ain't no gang, we ain't blah, blah, blah. Do you think it would have been the same men on horses whipping people if it was another state other than Texas? Somebody said no, so 2 people said no.
So what I feel like is places that have borders, so like Texas or California, places like that, or Canada, because they have a border too.
Yeah.
Places like that, they have things in place that say, if you can pass, if you can't pass. And we've known for forever, as long as we've known, that people will try to go on the outskirts because technically they're not allowed to get over. But once you over, we have to protect you. And I think that's what Texas was trying to avoid. You got thousands of Haitians in the water trying to get over that line. And if any of them would have gotten past those horses, you now have to protect them. And they didn't want that. And the crazy thing is, they didn't have the mindset to be violent, the Haitians. They wanted safety. Because the border control was outnumbered.
So wanting safety, and then you walk right into a dangerous situation. Just imagine how these people feel.
And now you stuck in the water. Now you stuck in the water, because if you go this way, you in danger. You go this way, you in danger. So now you literally stuck in the water, sleeping under bridges with no food, because you don't even have the means to switch the denomination of your money over, because you're still walking around with
if they're talking about the capacity of the people in the state of Texas, you know what I'm saying? If that's the logical thinking of why they don't want these people there, if they're talking, Texas is like one of the biggest states. Am I right? Is it one of the few?
So here's my thing. If you want to be technical, everything is overcrowded. You want to know why everything is overcrowded? Because we can't afford to live in the houses that we got.
True fact.
We can't afford to eat the food that was provided to us.
True fact.
We can't afford the clothes. The jobs aren't good. People are having more kids than they can take care of. People are not being able to take care of themselves. The elderly aren't being. So it's definitely overcrowded, but I think they were thinking more for themselves and less for the human race. Because let me tell you something. Over here around these parts, these Mexicans sit outside of Home Depot. They sit outside of Lowe's, and they will build you a deck. They will build you a boat. they will build you out. They work for their money.
Mm-hmm.
They work for their money in a way that Americans won't work for their money.
They go getters. They natural born go getters.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So while it may be overcrowded for a minute, who's to say if you don't let those Haitians over that they won't build
right.
build,
They won't
build
help
a place that
help the system.
build
Yeah.
a place that can help us, or they might have ideas that will work over here for us, but it didn't work over there for them because they didn't have certain means. Like somebody said they feel safer in the US. No, they have a mindset that it's safer in the US. That's the thing.
But also somebody with them saying that, and that's because somebody over here said a lot of them are fleeing or leaving because of their president, the Haitian president, being assassinated. And these are,
they know stuff about to hit the fan.
Yeah, and these are topics that we're not discussing over here, or what's really going over there when they're not helped properly and governed properly or protected in their own land that they are brought up in. So coming somewhere where they don't know and they think that they can come start over, we're not. Well, I'm not saying we're not. But
I don't know if they a troll or what. But listen here, honey. So Ray said Mexicans are some of the hardest workers I ever seen. That is a fact.
That is a fact.
Somebody commented and said, how can you say that without knowing how life is in Mexico? Because I know how life is in America. I'm not saying that life is not hard in Mexico. What I'm saying is they feel like coming over here, they will have a better life. Coming over here, they're just exchanging the struggle.
Right.
When you don't know what's on the other side always seems better.
Mm-hmm.
That's saying that the grass is always
greener. Yep, that's what you're saying there.
It's because you're going through the thick of it here. You don't think you're going to go through the thick of it here. We are struggling too.
Right. We
don't have it all. We're not going through what they're going through. I'm not negating the fact that if somebody was to kill our president, we would still be able to go to work every day. Somebody killed a president, it's a whole
it's over with. Like they're not governed, they're not ran properly. Yeah,
I'm not saying that. I would never negate somebody else's plight. But what I'm saying is coming over here, that American dream is a facade.
Yeah.
It does not exist.
The laws here are they suck. You know what I'm saying? Not for nothing. Like the laws here and how they were placed is fucked up. For one, how we're ran is fucked up. That's why I say be an independent guy, govern your own soul. But when she say that we're struggling over here, it's true fact because of the simple fact that we, government assistance sets you up for more struggle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff sets you up for struggle when it's here, and it's like we don't understand the laws. We don't read. We don't research the laws. We don't know what's going on in our cities, in our states. You know what I'm saying? Just like TikTok being about, everybody hate TikTok. Sometimes I just like, it's like a sibling relationship with this app. But TikTok shows you how many black people are willing to help other black people. And this man was able to find a house that he was able to pay the back sale taxes on, and he got the house for $12, and it was like a $1.5 million mansion. Do you hear me? Got that house for $12, and he shared how he did that and how he went about doing that with his people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't understand, like, we as the color, we love to say melanin people, we are hidden from a lot of stuff that we don't know today. We don't know how to come together. We don't know to work like the Mexicans. We don't know to have our family like the Mexicans. Like me and Carrot Top related to Coco, when it's time to go to our ancestors, leave the offerings, pray, go, treat them how, like you would want to be treated, love on them so they can be able to do what they have to do, and do their due diligence in that realm. So, you got to do what you got to do here. So it's just like all of it makes sense. But it's like if you want history to repeat itself out loud, that's what they're doing with these law enforcement on these horses with these whips, trying to prevent people from coming over here. I think it's a fucked up situation.
And think about it. If we were well off, if we were the land of the free, if we did have the capabilities and the financial stability to deal with immigrants, we wouldn't have borders. we wouldn't have borders. There would be no border control on horses preventing people to come in because we would have an abundance of money and resources. So who cares who comes over here?
Right.
We wouldn't have ICE. We wouldn't have all these things because we'd be like, the more people to help us acquire these resources, the better. No, we are struggling too, but we try to act like, not us in general, but like our
yeah.
Tries to act like we aren't poor. We are poor.
I mean, yeah, when the government has anything to do with it, yeah.
As the United States as a whole
is poor.
It's poor.
It's like we're in debt. They gave us all this free money, you know.
And who do we owe the money to? Is the thing. Like, we are in debt up to our heads and over to who?
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because I had told my sister, I said, when I come up there for Halloween, that I wanted to sit down and discuss, you know, buying some land and building our houses together on that land, you know what I'm saying, to have something to own and doing the same thing in a different, you know, country. And that's something, not for nothing, even if you do not get along with your siblings or anything, and you have family and friends that are on this type of wavelength, it is best. The 40 acres and a mule that we was promised we're not going to get, we got to go get it for ourselves. And there are ways that we can do this. And if you are willing to help anybody migrate to your land that you own and help and have them, best believe they had their house built before you know it. And you can, you know, charge whatever, or you can do it freely. You know, I feel like this is the time for us to really get on it. All these apartments and all this stuff like that, we need to use our power. We know some shit. Flooring, roofing, carpeting, designing, architecture.
What are those places called? They are called not intentional living. Whatever they're called, but everybody has a purpose. Money is not the requirement. You have a doctor.
No offense taken. I feel you. Go ahead, sis.
You have a doctor. You have teachers. You have a banker. You have a contractor. You have a carpenter. You have like anything that you would need for money becomes a person's job. And they live in a I don't know why intentional living keeps popping up in my head, but they live on a land, and that's just it's the barter system basically. I will build your house. You provide my food.
You know what that makes me think of? The Addams Family cartoon movie that came out last year.
Yeah, like I will teach your kids, and you handle the finances, like stuff like that. Like whatever we had to do, it was like a barter system,
right? Instead
of this. You aren't well enough. You can't help me with this. So you're no good. Like it was.
Credit score. Somebody had said today, she was reading on Instagram that if credit score should have been able to raise our credit score points by the time we go grocery shopping. I said, I feel that shit. If we went grocery shopping, as much money we spend at the grocery store, that should be able to raise our credit score up. But it's just like, why can't we get approved for anything if we don't have a credit of whatever? Like, I feel like that's fucked up. I feel like
that's what bothers me. That's what bothers me because
they make sure our medical bills are sky high. They make sure that we owing this and we owing that. They make sure that we're fit to not be able to reach over 600. And when we reach that 600 and that 625 and that 650, baby, we be
that shit drop so fast. That shit drops so fast.
And as soon as you go get something, they take the points. As soon as you go look for a house, you get your points taken. As soon as you go look for a new car, you get your points taken. And it goes right the fuck back down. I mean, I hate the way the laws and the system is set up. I'm sorry.
And then the fact that you can have a good credit score, and then somebody run your credit,
go down,
your credit to see what your credit score is, and that affects your credit.
Yeah, so and they said it's not a thing anywhere else, but why is it here? You know what I'm saying?
Is it that I can have a 700 credit score? I don't. But I can have a 700 credit score, and then I go to somebody like, yeah, I got 700, and they look it up, and they're like, oh, we do see you have a 700. And then I go check it right after I walk out the place, didn't even get whatever they were selling because I wasn't interested, and now I got a 640.
Right.
From them checking. I didn't even do anything.
And you know, you're right. Credit Karma is free, but you have other different credit bureaus that these people check. Equifax,
Credit Karma is an app that
it tells you what it is. But when you're going to get your stuff ran,
it puts TransUnion, Equifax,
and all them,
whatever the other one is together, but it does not show you everything. It does not update properly. We can only get a free credit report, actual free credit report, one time a year. Once a year can you order your credit report for free. Other than that, you have to pay to see your own credit report.
Right. I mean, I think now, you know, with us knowing that what we know now when it comes to credit scores and living in the United States, it's best to like get with somebody that can help you clear these things up. You know what I'm saying? Not for nothing, y'all know after 7 years, certain stuff fall off your credit. Y'all know about, you know, how y'all can go, what's it called when you go dispute it? You go dispute your stuff that you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to be up on game on these type of things, you know what I'm saying? And you're right, if you're going to buy, but my thing was, I have all the money to go buy, but if my credit's not hitting that boom, I will still get denied no matter what. Like, I can be ready to purchase right then and there with all my money up in front and then some little interest and still will get that no, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of roadblocks that we as people of color and the melanin people face are things that, you know, our parents really didn't teach us when we was growing up. We know we didn't know, and some of our parents was using our names for the light bill and the phone and the cable.
And then back in the day, you remember when Wells Fargo was Wachovia, showing our age, but mind your business.
Right.
Back in the day when Wells Fargo was Wachovia, they had a whole lawsuit because of their overdraft fees. Because what you don't know is outside of your credit, well, some might know, but outside of your credit, you have something called check system. So if you owe money to Wachovia because they overdraft fees kept charging you $35 for that one extra dollar that you spent last month, but you didn't have that dollar last month, so why they think you got it now?
Right.
It goes in the check system.
Right.
What check system means is you can't get a bank account anywhere until you pay Wachovia off and Wachovia decides they want to clear it out for you. And then you got to call check system and be like, Wachovia cleared it out for me, now can you clear it out? Then you could get another bank account. What they were doing was giving us prepaid cards. You know, the Chime card and the Simple card and the Oxygen card and the Green Dot card. But now what are these cards doing? These cards are going back into the banking system. I had a Simple card for about 6 years. Simple done turned into PNC Bank. So you know what that
I know what PNC Bank is.
Simple done turned into PNC Bank. So you know what that means? That gives them ample opportunity to pull your social, see if you owe PNC Bank some money, and now they have access to your money because you owe PNC Bank some money.
So somebody over here asked and said, so if they don't use credit score everywhere else, what do they use to purchase a home? And then somebody answered with your income. It's definitely your income. It's what you have to money. You know what I'm saying? Your money is what, and that's what I love, because if I go somewhere and I'm a millionaire and I pull up and I'm like, yeah, I want this land right here, how much it costs, and it's probably $12,000 for over 100 something, man, what? Boom, there you go, there you have it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you get your workers. You find, like Carrot Top said, find who you got. Hey, you want to build a house here? If you do my house, you can do your house. If you're free, you know, it's
that's how I got my apartment.
Yeah,
my apartment. Money will always talk. You just gotta work. Money will always talk, because my credit score was trash. It was trash when I first moved in here. It's going on 3 years that I've been here, and it was trash when I first got here. But I got a private owner. I said, listen, I can give you X amount of dollars right now. You asking for this, I can give you this. He was like, okay. You
in that bitch negotiating like a motherfucker.
You want somebody who got a high credit score, but what they don't realize is people with high credit scores, that don't mean they're going to pay you.
Right.
A person who can only talk with the money, they going to give you the money. And he realized that. He ain't never had to, through this whole pandemic, he ain't never have to worry about me. Because I'm going to give you your money.
Right. I'm going to get some. I'm going to get mine. You going to get yours. You going to get theirs. You get mine.
I don't feel like looking for nowhere else. So
right. I feel
I'm going to get my money because, you know, and in here, I have the ability to build my credit. I have the ability to save up. I have the ability to do these certain things where there are places that will annually check your credit. They will run your credit.
Run your credit. Yep. Sure.
And
will.
if your credit drop, just like what's the Black Mirror, like one of the episodes of Black Mirror, they will drop. If your credit score drop, you no longer qualify for that apartment. If you made X amount of dollars to afford this apartment this year, and next year when they go up $200, you don't make enough money to qualify for this apartment.
Right.
Meanwhile, the same money I gave him 2 years ago is the same money he getting this year. The same amount.
And you know what? That's funny because I was telling my dad, that me and Ashley was, in the process of looking for a house because we need a bigger space and it's time to go. And I'm like, I don't really do apartments. You know what I'm saying? I haven't done apartments in years. And so she was like, townhouses and houses different in upstate New York. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had no issue. I'm a noise maker. So I'm like, all right, boom. So my daddy was like, make sure the repairs is good, the house is up to date, you know what I'm saying, everything like that. And it's just like, what my father has learned now that he didn't know then, he don't mind helping us with, you know what I'm saying? And it makes a lot of sense to know what you're putting your money into, know where you want to go, and like Carrot Top said, be ready to negotiate. You know what I'm saying? A lot, not for nothing, a lot of these places you do need to negotiate. You know what I'm saying? We was in Auburn in upstate, but it's close to Syracuse, upstate.
But the thing about the house that y'all had, your house made sense.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
a lot of houses, no, because a lot of houses don't make sense.
Right.
Like they be built and they look nice, but they're not functional.
Mm-hmm.
You had 2 rooms upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
You had the room downstairs. You had the 2 bathrooms. You had space to make other rooms.
Yeah.
You needed to. You had a living space.
Mm-hmm.
You had a kitchen space. You had a freaking washer and dryer space. You had a little thing under the
thing space.
It was like a Harry Potter room under the steps. Like your house made sense.
Yeah.
You will get a house here that will be the same size as an apartment. And running up a bag.
Yeah. And the same here, it was kind of, we say, where we going is different, but a lot of people is easily to move from PA, New York, and these upper eastern states to go to the South because it's cheaper. A lot of people do migrate to Texas, Louisiana, Atlanta, and Florida because the cost of living is cheaper. You know what I'm saying? It's way.
And the houses are bigger.
And the houses are bigger. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, a lot of people do that, and a lot of people understand the system, I guess, in somewhat. If you're not willing to spend your bag on this small, that's why I tell my wife all the time, I don't see how people live in DC. Shout out to Southeast DC, shout out to DC, District of Columbia, but I don't see how people live there. It is stacked houses. I can't do that's too close. You ain't got no front, you ain't got no garage, and if you do, it's a 1-car garage. You're parking on the street, you're double parking. You ain't got no backyard, you ain't got no privacy, and the house it disturbs me how it is.
Because they're thinking about money. I hate how they're revamping PA. I really do. Because PA is one of the oldest states in America. If you look it up, it is
I'm listening.
Argumentatively the first.
Mm-hmm.
And then they changed it to Delaware being the first state.
Mm-hmm.
PA's houses were, this is a house, and then all the way down the lane there was another house, and then all the way down that lane was your mailbox. You had space, you had land, but as we overpopulate, they start making the houses smaller, start bunching them up together.
Yeah.
But the price keeps going up. They're cutting down the things that made it worth living. Like you cutting down all the scenic parts of PA, all the greenery, you cutting it down, or parks and all that stuff. You building on top of that. Our historical landings, you're building on top of that, and you charging us up.
Yeah, since I'm gonna have to get with you. She said her mother used to be a landlord. I got some insight on buying property. You know what I'm saying? In Chicago, she had a 1-bedroom condo and damn near 400 more than where she at in Atlanta. I mean, it's like you know,
I can't go to
it's hard
Chicago.
for us to find what we want because I don't want no stacked house. I don't want no townhouse. I want an actual house or something where I'm not connected to anybody because, and it's hard in Maryland. It is really hard in Maryland because it is pricey. You know what I'm saying? For this place, it is pricey. And I'm like, how is it this price? And it's just us like, and we can pay this if it's somewhere that has 2 or 3 bedrooms. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need the room, you know what I'm saying? But it's been very, 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 very roadblockish and hard with finding a new place in the state of Maryland because, you know, it's picky and it's pricey because you're not getting, you know, you can go to the projects type apartments and get you something that you're looking for the price range that you're looking for. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why we got to go there? You know what I'm saying? Like, why we got to go there?
North Carolina is very pretty. North Carolina has always been something that is on my list of maybes because, you know, I have family out there and I see that they have a lot of land. They have nice homes, nice space.
My
and
godmother
they're
is in
from
Raleigh.
they're from that's where my little sister is. They're
Yeah.
from this area. So when they compare in prices and they're like, yo, it's so much cheaper. It's $100,000 cheaper for this house than it would be for the house in Philly. You know, it makes more sense to me because you could compare to what you're used to. Somebody living in LA or New York and they're like, oh, it's so much cheaper. It's like, well, how much cheaper you talking? Because we cheaper than y'all too. So, you know.
Yeah, somebody just said over here that they paying $2,000 in Cali. On my own, Cali for sure, Crooks as well. PM, yeah, what's up, bro? Yeah, definitely $2,000 in Cali, man. Listen, California is definitely set people up to fail as well.
Let's talk about Tammy. So me and Tammy had a conversation. Tammy said she's been in the same apartment for, I think, about 15 years, 13, 15 years. And every year, her rent go up. So, I mean, I was like, you mean to tell me you've been in the same apartment for over a decade and they haven't done no renovations, haven't upgraded it at any point, and you are paying.
That's why my daddy said ask for a flat rate. Flat rate. You cannot be living in these apartments and these places for more than 3 years. Like Carrot Top, you got to have a flat rate. That's why she pays a flat rate.
But in some of these states, there is no cap. Like in Philly, there's no cap. There's no cap. If he decided he wanted to raise the rent every year, he could. And legally, it's nothing I can do about it.
She said there are qualifications, but it's really good, and they will pay all your closing costs and down payment. Definitely, those who are ready to buy out or get them a home should team up with you, so that way you can help and get full insight. Like I said, we're here to encourage. Knowledge is power, and help each other the best way we can. Network with each other the best way we can. So the much as comments that you see, if it resonates with you, get with that person. Have that person insight you with whatever information that they have. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's what we're here for. That's what we do. Let's talk about it. You know, sometimes it's goofy, sometimes it's fun, sometimes we get serious, sometimes we cry, sometimes we laugh a little bit more than we cry. But you know what I'm saying? It's always helpful when you have the knowledge and you're willing to help somebody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said there's no cap in Texas. I can believe it. It's Houston. I mean, not Houston, but Texas is growing. You know, y'all got so many people moving to Texas, moving to Atlanta. It's gonna keep going up.
There are apartments. So when I came back from my deployment, you know, I had just found out that my shorty wasn't shit. So I was out in Kuwait acting a fool, right? So then I came home and the girl who I was acting a fool with, she moved to Texas. So I had went to go visit, and the apartment that she had in comparison to the apartment that I had got, we were paying about a $200 difference. Her apartment came with a patio. It came with two rooms. Each room had its own bathroom, and then it was a half a bath in the hallway, kind of like the Airbnb I had in Florida. But the rooms were on opposite sides of the room, opposite sides of the apartment, so it made sense. Right? It had a nice living room area, had a nice kitchen with the bar, with the island in the middle, and it was like really, really nice. And I'm like, for $200 extra than what I was paying, I could be living like that. But for $200 extra than what I was paying in Philly, I would have had a similar situation to what I had. So right. Definitely, location matters, doing your research matters, and also be honest with yourself about what you want, what you don't want, what you're willing to settle for, as far as like, okay, I want a clawfoot tub, but if this house don't have a clawfoot tub, I'm not, I'm fine. I can still get the house. Right. don't get a house because you trying to one up somebody else, because you the one stuck with the mortgage.
Make sure you're
One
doing
thing
it.
about me, I'm a minimalist. So for everybody that's out here trying to buy houses and do all that other stuff, I think it's amazing. Definitely do take the resources that are being dropped in the comments and look that up. For me, I need people who like to live off the grid. Come holler at me so you can show me how to do that. You know, I need to make saran wrap house in a tree or whatever.
Listen, you and she
Like,
said she need to get her RV and fix it up where she can live out of it when the girls are of
no,
age.
that's really what I want to do. Like that's how I want to live. And so the resources that are given are definitely important. And the big thing about Let's Talk About it is that we don't always have the answers. There are people that are in the comments that have the answers. Because I'm not interested in these things. I'm not interested in a house. So I don't know. I don't know about
And
nothing.
listen, and not for nothing, a lot of people are transitioning to free range living. So,
And-
you know, free range living is a great thing. Like I said, don't let nobody govern your soul. Be your independent God. That is exactly what a free range living person is. They travel around from state to state, or they can be whatever they want to be. They have permitted to, you know, lock their van or whatever they are to sleep in these different camping sites and places like that. Know your state laws. Know what, like Carrot Top said, and know your environment. Know where you're traveling to. Know these cities and states. Not all of them are safe, but trust me, these people with these free range living is doing their thing, and they locked and loaded and protected. And a lot of them are black women. Black women. I see a lot of black women. So shout out to my melanin. Free range
even
livers.
when it comes to like these tiny homes, don't let the word tiny home
fool
discourage you.
Yeah.
I remember it used to discourage me when I first heard. I was like, my big ass can't be in no tiny home, but I want to be in a tiny home. People are making it work for them. They going out to these shipyards and they buying containers, as many containers as they want to buy. They welding them together,
connecting them.
They are building houses, and they are amazing. They are yours. The only thing that you have to buy outside of the shipping containers is the land that you're gonna put the shipping containers on. There is, you know, it's so many different things that you can do. And for me, I'm lucky because like I have a kid who has the same mindset as me. He be like, let's just go with the wind, like whatever.
Right.
I want so I don't really have that guilt of, dang, let me just stay around and live like this solid lifestyle until whatever. No, he gonna be right here, right along with me, you know. But definitely live at your means. At your means, not nobody else's, because what happens is you end up living above your means and you end up drowning.
Yeah, I like to live below my means. I called it after, like, I'm finna say, who finna drown? Wait.
I like to live below my means a little bit. Yeah. Because I like to travel. If y'all haven't noticed, CTJ be out. I like to go. And if I'm paying bills, like extravagant bills, then I can't catch the $80 flights that I be catching, because I be catching $80 flights and I be paying for my hotels on Klarna. Y'all better get with me, okay? Like,
find the easiest, the cheapest way to get it. I mean, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's funny you say that, because rolling into what I'm finna to start discussing next is, you know, a lot of us. Let me make this an example. How many of you have never traveled outside of your city or your state? I know so many people in Shreveport, Louisiana, and so many people in upstate Auburn, New York, who has never physically been anywhere outside of those cities and states. They get the biggest culture shock when they travel to another melanated city or state. And it's crazy, because you wouldn't think black people wouldn't get a culture shock if they go to another black city or state, but it is possible. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us don't know, like Carrot Top said, she out here in these streets. A lot of us don't know what it's like to travel and go somewhere, because we are stuck in the place that we are in. You know what I'm saying? We're stuck there. And if you ever go somewhere for the first time, you like, oh my God, this was like this was like that. You're at all, you're amazed, because you ain't never been nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the saying, black people ain't never been nowhere, comes to terms. You know what I'm saying? How we act, what amazes us, what keeps us at awe. And it's because traveling resources to us We don't know how to book a flight, and because you ain't never tried. You don't know to look up the itinerary that you're gonna have for the weekend if you go somewhere. You don't know how to really physically go somewhere because your family and friends ain't never been nowhere. You're hanging out with people that don't know how to go nowhere. You're dealing with people that don't know what it's like to step out of their town. And this is another thing. This is not what I'm saying. Don't travel within your state. Travel with outside your state. A lot of us thinking if you in Shreveport, you're gonna go to Baton Rouge. You're gonna go to Lafayette. You're gonna travel over to Marshall, Texas. No, that's not going anywhere.
Let me tell y'all something, okay? Before when I was a child, I didn't travel. Went to Jersey, but anybody who's been to Philly or New York, you know, if you going to Philly, New York, or Jersey, you ain't really going nowhere.
Right.
You bat an eye in one of them places, and you in one of the states. Like, so that was the only thing that I did. As I got older, I became more comfortable traveling and using the options and the resources that were given to me. I used to travel Greyhound at first. And a lot of people be like, oh, I could never travel Greyhound. It's so many hours. Do you know how many different states you touch by traveling Greyhound and how many hours you may have in a layover in those states? I traveled to Texas. It took me about 26 hours to get to Texas. I was in Chicago for like 3 hours. I was in
But
St.
that
Louis
gave you time to know your environment, learn the people around you. You was studying. You was observing everything that you was taking in. Go ahead, sis.
And the thing is, people don't think like that. Y'all gotta look when you catching a flight. When you're catching a flight and that flight say, oh, you got a 6-hour layover, and people be like, well, I know that flight is $20, but I ain't trying to have no layover in Florida for 6 hours. Why not? It only take about 2 hours for you to get through TSA. You don't have to take your bags with you. Your bags gonna get put on the next plane. Get out of that airport. Go get something to eat. Go do something. Just make sure you back within them 2 hours to go back through TSA and get on your next flight. Now you done been on 2 trips in one event. I thought Puerto Rico was going to be super expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Puerto Rico last year with Jalen for $167 round trip. The same amount of money I would pay to take a flight to North Carolina or Florida, places that I had been because I had family members there. That's how much it cost me to go to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was a culture shock for me because I had never stayed on an island.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all gotta look into things and see, is it really hindering you or is it helping?
But this is finna go off in what you just said. Y'all heard what she said. She took her son with her to Puerto Rico. A lot of us travel to these extravagant countries and places and don't take your children. Y'all children don't even have passports or anything to get them away from this place to go somewhere with you. A lot of us are traveling singly without our children, and our children is at home, you know, whatever you live in the life. Allow your kids to live that life with you. Allow your children to experience those experiences with you, and they can learn from their own self and have a story to tell. You know, I was just saying this on Facebook. If y'all follow me on Facebook, y'all already know. But I just said our parents, we need to learn to, if we have passports, your children should have passports. If you traveling, if it's not a anniversary or whatever you celebrating, allow them to experience that stuff with you. We leave our children out in so much. We leave them out in so much when they are the ones not to be left out. They are the ones not to be forgot about because they can teach you something about the place you going to. You go to the Caribbean islands and your son and your daughter end up telling you some shit that she done saw you and you looking forward to. Because like I said, it's getting them to be conditioned to what we know now that we didn't know then. We didn't know this was okay to do at younger ages.
And this is the thing. So I was having a conversation. I think we had the conversation yesterday. And me and my person, mind your business, was talking about like if we was to go away on vacation for like a week to an island or whatever, would I pay for a sitter to watch Jalen here? And I was like, mm-mm. So then she was like, we could pay for the sitter to come with us on the trip. So that way the sitter gets a vacation and you get to enjoy your time. Yeah. You get to enjoy yourself and you get to enjoy, you know, the time with your kid or whatever.
Man, Nugget to be watching the sitter. Sitter wouldn't be watching Nugget. Nugget to be watching the sitter.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think with Jalen, it was really like a no brainer for me because I am a, you know, I have been a single mom 7 years.
Right.
When I started traveling, it was less anxiety for me to take him with me because if I don't take him with me, my mind is going to be wherever he is.
Mm-hmm.
So when I just went to Cali, Jalen went with me. When I went, you know, if I go to New York, if I go to Jersey, if I go to North Carolina, he's going with me. And he enjoys the things that I enjoy. He was fine on the beach.
Right.
He'd be fine with a hotel. As long as you tell him we getting on the plane and we going to a hotel, he'd be like, all right, what you want to put in my bag?
And listen, the moment you begin to plan something with a group of people and everybody is not fully invested, you might as well say you going by yourself. Don't never plan something with somebody that be like, all right, when the deadline, and don't nobody have their stuff in before the deadline. That let you know that they ain't serious. A lot of people got a lot of friends and family be like, girl, I want to go here. Girl, I want to go there. And soon as you take your time to plan it, they don't ever pull up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what the situation is, make time, do it, and get it. It's 9 times out of 10, it's not for them, it's for you. You know what I'm saying? So why don't we follow through with the plans and the this and the that and the do's and the don'ts and the pros and the cons? You know what I'm saying? Because if you got something going on, you like, yo, sis, man, I feel like we need to get in the winter scene. We need to go skiing or some shit, you know, and we know that's white people shit, but let's go ahead and, you know, and I'll be like, you know, can I wear my big glasses? And she gonna know we gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be. It's
That's
not gonna
one
be.
thing
She
I
gonna be
can
there by
say.
herself. Ain't nobody. You know, if I'm drunk or we fucking hungover, we're still gonna do what the fuck we got planned the next day. Me and Tia Kid were just talking about it, and I feel like a lot of people are traveling with the wrong people. You moving with the wrong crowds. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know this is what happens, skip that. Let me hit up so and so and see if so and so can do this. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not even about excuses because it gets to a certain point where it's when I bought something to your attention, you already knew you weren't going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So when, you know, people like, oh, when I had made the post about my birthday trip, my mom called me and I was like, who drove 12 plus hours to
Oh yeah, it was a road trip.
You know,
I mean, we only had to stop in South Carolina, so it was definitely a road trip.
I was like, you know what, Mom? I said the trip actually started out, and this is no shade. This trip actually started out with like a handful of people, and from my knowledge, before we got there, from my knowledge, it was only gonna be me, you, and a little bit. That was it.
It was, and you had already set that in stone in your energy level anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was like, you know, it is what it is, and even with the trip to Auburn, I was like, look, my car. Because, you know, I was going through it. I said, they might come get my car. They might come get my car now. If they come get my car, I'm going to get a rental.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm coming.
Right. Pulled up.
It's no way around it. I was looking up buses. I was like,
trains, everything.
I'm coming. Like, it didn't matter. I said I was coming. You know, thankfully, they didn't take my car. So I was able to, you know, drive out there with the car. But if your friends don't match that energy, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are bad friends. It just means they're not your travel friends.
They're not your travel friends. I like where you put that.
Okay. You have to be okay before you put that out there. You have to be okay with going on that trip by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I was okay with going on a trip by myself. Orphan was out there. I was okay with going on a trip by myself. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I invited, and I'm like, if you come, you come. So I didn't feel any ill will to anybody who didn't come. But I was just like, it was really dope that y'all was like, dang, we ain't got nobody to watch you. Well, Yoda, get your bathing suit.
Yeah. And that was another thing for us, you know, we are pet parents. So, you know, her homegirl, when we travel a lot back and forth to New York at the time when we got her. And, you know, Yoda's only finna be 1 in January. So, you know, her homegirl would come by. You know, Yoda's a small dog. And when you are a Maltese, Yorkshire, and a poodle put together, you have to have that comfort and attention at that, or she'll stress her own self out. So we was having somebody come by, but then she got aggressive and was like, wasn't fucking with it. So at that point, we were just like, well, she's definitely old enough for us to just take her with us. You know what I'm saying? And she's not a bad puppy. Y'all, I had made greens today. My mama gave me her recipe for her greens. I made greens today, and they actually turned out good. I'm excited about it. I made me some cornbread.
My shirt came.
Oh, Yeah, but that's just like my sister. Let me cut my time. I'm gonna cut my time off in a minute. My sister doesn't have friends. If y'all only see my sister, only talk to selected people that I introduce her to. That it's just me and her oldest daughter. So a lot of times, if she travels anywhere or goes anywhere, it would definitely be with me or with her oldest daughter or with her children. You know what I'm saying? My sister does travel to Chicago a lot because my niece's people are from Chicago. Their father is actually born and raised from Chicago. So they go there often a lot as well. But traveling, my sister always takes the kids. Yeah, that's the one you asked for.
Yeah, I wore the
Rams
other one
Ascending
on
Women's.
I wore the other one last Thursday. Yeah. So y'all know y'all got your
Yeah, y'all got the
y'all
real
got
ass
your
woman.
raw
Tell them about it.
y'all got your real ass woman shirts, but I like the raw acronym, but mine say Realms Ascending Wisdom, which also goes with receiving your downloads from your ancestors and paying the debts and the ties that are due in other realms. Okay, so I'll let y'all ask her for them. It's okay. I'm not gonna be stingy if y'all want it. Y'all can do it. But I had to get it first.
Yeah, she got it first. She came up with that, and I was like, "Yeah, I got you, sis." I went through a couple of them to get her letters and stuff out because they were so fancy-ish. So it took me a minute to get it together, but I got it together for her so she can have
Yeah.
that. But definitely, travel. Get your kids their passports. If you're going anywhere, take your children with you. Have your own set of travel buddies that you do not mind traveling with. You know what I'm saying? That's is gonna travel and have fun with you. Not just be no party poopers. Shoot, we always hung over and we still managed to get together the next day and do what we had to do and
We
start over.
had so much fun that night. And I think it was because none of us were like outside of Orphan and Shane, because Lord. But none of us, I call her Orphan, by the way, because her name is Annie. Orphan Annie, mind your business.
Yeah.
But, we literally turned up to oldies. If that wasn't the perfect combination, you put a good beat behind some oldies, and we was really turned up twerking.
They was in there line dancing and everything. Shoot, for real.
Like
Can't tell them nothing.
It was really dope, and I do believe that you should take your kids places, and here's why. Because even though we travel, and I'm speaking for a lot of us colorful, even me, when we travel, we eat similar things that we eat when we at home. Mm-hmm. Because we have not been exposed to different foods, and our palates don't like certain things. Mm-hmm. For this area, we like spicy and salty foods. And you might go to Europe, and Europe food is a little bit more sweet and a little bit more tarty or whatever. Right. And you might not like it, or you might go somewhere else and their food is bitter. I saw somebody on TikTok and they was staying in Turkey, and when they went and they showed the whole outside of Turkey, I said, you couldn't paid me to know what Turkey looked like. I had no idea what Turkey looked like.
I know. I had one homeboy, mother and father was from Turkey, and they spoke Turkish.
And now I want to go. I ain't never seen nothing that looked like that place before. I want to go.
I love the way Indonesia looks as well.
I felt like Aladdin just looking at I felt like a carpet was supposed to
Arabian Nights.
Like, for real, we have not been exposed to certain things, and just like generational traumas pass on. Mm-hmm. If your family only fed you certain foods, you only gonna like certain foods.
And I think for some of us, a lot of us are nervous to try because of things we heard about it. You know what I'm saying?
Or just because of what it is.
Or just because of what it is. Yeah.
But if we were eating it when we were younger, we would have been, yeah. And I say that because I look at people crazy for eating octopus. I look at people crazy for eating frog legs. But guess what I was eating back in the day? Chitlins. I was up here eating chopped up pig intestines with some hot sauce and vinegar.
Well, I know I couldn't stand no chitlins. I didn't get into that kind of stuff. I mean, my brothers and my siblings did, but it stank, you know what I'm saying? And my sister smell her food every time she eats something. And so when I seen her, like, So I used to always watch She a lot. So she done smell everything. Cookies, chips, she'll do this stupid ass shit here and then she'll eat it if it smell nice. And so me growing up, if I ever seen her turn her nose up physically, I just wouldn't try it. You know what I'm saying?
See, I like vinegar and I like hot sauce, so that's what I smell. So that's what I ate. And then I remember when I got older, my mom, it was one plate of chitlins left for Thanksgiving. So my mom thought she was doing something. She was like, "You don't even know what you eating. You don't want that plate." So I'm like, "Well, what is it?" She was like, "Pig intestines." I said, "Well, I've been eating this for years now. You should have told me that. You should have told me that years ago."
I didn't
You
like
shoulda had
okra
this
because
plate.
it was slimy, and my mama used to
Oh,
always
same.
try to get me to eat it. She's like, "Bookum, come on, Bookum, come on." I'm like, but my brother used to get it and fuck it up. But I could not eat okra.
That
But you
is,
know
I'm the
what?
same
What
way.
changed my mind from younger? Like I didn't like broccoli. I still don't like sweet peas, but I did get on the broccoli and type wave. But what changed my mind was black eyed peas. I would never eat black eyed peas when I was
Yo,
little.
did we have the same childhood? Or
And then
what?
I mean, hey sis, sis. When I got older and my mama had cooked them, and I was sick, so my mama was. So if y'all don't know what black oil seed, when I was sick, my mama I didn't like to take it, so she said put it in my food. So anything I ate, my mom put the black oil seed in my food, and so she had made black eyed peas one day, and my high and full of medicine, I was overly high because I didn't want to be in pain, so I was doped up, but I was hungry and I hadn't eaten, and that was all she had cooked because I was asleep all day. So I was like, well, all right, I'm gonna try something with some cornbread. Man, changed my whole fucking life, bruh.
When I tell you, when my grandma used to make black eyed peas, I used to look at that pot like, why is it eyeballs just floating around in the pot? Like, you got this big old pot of eyeballs, and don't nobody live in this house but me and you. And then it's meat flying around. It's meat floating around in the eyeballs. That is a person. Like, I did not eyeballs, and don't nobody live in this house but me and you. And then it's meat flying around. It's meat floating around in the eyeballs. That is a person. Like, I did not. We tried. I was like, you mean to tell me all this time them eyeballs was tasting like that?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have none.
Mm-hmm.
You got all that flavor, and you ain't gonna give me none. Like,
Yeah, definitely. So definitely, you know what I'm saying? Our palates change over time, but it's often what we see and how we she didn't talk about my bad. You good, Shishi? It's definitely what we see, you know what I'm saying, and how we react to it then. But definitely take your children to travel and go places with you. Don't leave them out, you know what I'm saying? And like Carrot Top say, you don't turn your nose up. You go someplace and you don't like their food that they serve. You already know what they got there before you get there. Look up the places that you can go that got chicken strips. And that's funny you said that because we can go to a fancy restaurant, right? How often would one friend buy some chicken strips and fries?
Le chicken strips and papas fritas. La pollo con frío y papas fritas.
You'll be at a whole fancy ass restaurant, and out of all of y'all there, one person is bound to order some chicken strips and french fries.
So this might hurt some people's feelings on the traveling with your kids part. Y'all can say y'all travel with your kids, but when we say travel with your kids, we mean do stuff that your kids like to do too. A lot of y'all travel with your kids, and your kids do not enjoy the vacation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of y'all travel with your kids, and the only time that your kids get to enjoy the vacation is if y'all going to the pool that's at the hotel.
Ooh.
You gotta find things that your kid likes too. And it's
that shit got me wildin'. Ooh,
it's free stuff for the kids to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You can give up an hour of your vacation for the kid to be at an arcade. You could give up an hour of your vacation for a kid to be at an aquarium. You don't need the child don't gotta follow you around the Lenox Mall because you want to go see Rashida. They don't gotta go to all these fancy places because that's the things you want to do. Not saying that you can't do those things, but you gotta have time for the kids.
But I like kiddie stuff nowadays, like the little jump trampoline parks and the little kiddie stuff that they got going with the zip line. And
they be sleeping on the virtual reality.
Yeah, I be wilding on them little arcade games, bro. And it's a lot of different mini places that they're coming together with, like small mini Dave and Buster's with the mini glow in the dark putt golf. Me and my wife did it in the different arcades and the different virtual reality quality things you can do as a family, as a group. You don't have to just have one person do it. Everybody can get up there as a team of 4 and play a zombie game or whatever the case may be together. But definitely, like Carrot Top said, definitely look into making sure the vacation is for the children as well, and not just for yourself, and it's not one-sided traveling. It's not one-sided, doing what you're doing. But to speak on her, she said, my 1-year-old eats spicy pork rinds, all types of crazy stuff, and my daughter loves new stuff. So fun fact about my sister's last 3, the oldest one, she's Cambodian and black, so she eats everything possible, spicy, hot, whatever not. But the youngest 3, they're like on the verge of vegan. So they eat bagels all day. One eats candy. The other one doesn't like candy. She likes only chocolate. Both of them don't like spaghetti with the meat in it. So if y'all thinking y'all finna have shishi kids over and you making spaghetti and meatballs and certain, they will not eat it. The fried chicken has to, it's certain, these children come out different. Like Nugget, he only eats what?
He do not eat any meat. He only eats like breakfast food. He a starch baby. He a starch and fruit baby. So he'll eat fruit.
Starch.
He eat like peanut butter and jelly or like sandwiches like that. He like his macaroni and cheese and stuff like that. French fries here and there, but he do not eat any meat at all. He don't play about meat. He don't like tomato sauce. So he did get introduced to pizza last year. He thought he liked it. He don't like it. He don't like ravioli, like all the stuff that kids usually go after. He be like, no, I'm good. And he will eat cereal all day before he eat a chicken wing. So,
and my input on that is these children are already coming out with a purified set, a purified stomach, and solar plexus, and things of that nature. So don't enforce these different type of meats and beef and pork and things on them, especially when they're that type of child. When they're that type of child and they're adamant on just fruits and veggies, allow them to be stuck on just fruits and veggies. You know what I'm saying? Not for nothing, we know that the food pyramid is upside down. It's actually supposed to be the other side, where the grass and green stuff that we're supposed to be eating as vegans is what comes first. So when these children are actually in that mind frame of, no, mama, I only want mac and cheese or fruit today, or no, mama, I only want celery and broccoli and salads and blah, 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 allow them to have that space, because they're very, 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 very smart and over the top ass children, and they're gonna set the tone for a lot of stuff. What you say, sis?
Also, what you get from meat is already in your vegetables.
Yeah. Nuts and stuff.
I had really low iron. Like, I'm anemic, but I used to go through real bad cases of like anemia when I was in basic training, because
that's why you
your
love
body
ice
is
so
not
much.
adjusted. Yes, your body is not adjusted to certain things. So what they would do is they would give me the peanut butter packets. Like, all of my battle buddies would give me peanut butter packets out of their MREs. And I used to be like, why are y'all giving me peanut butter packets? They're like, peanut butter got iron in it. So while we out on these daily rough marches, you need peanut butter. You know what I mean? There's protein in your broccoli. It's spinach, all of that stuff that people are like, oh, well, you need protein from your meat. Wow. I've argued down Jalen's doctors when he was younger. I'm not forcing him to eat meat. I've sent notes to school. He is not eating your school lunch. I will send him lunch every day to school. If by chance you don't see a lunch with him, call me, because I forgot it. I'm going to bring it.
But you know what? That's funny you say that. Go ahead, sis, because I'm going to tell you what she said about the school where the girl's at right now. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's all I was going to say. Once you enforce it and let these teachers know, like, don't be in that. Don't be trying to force my child to eat stuff he don't eat. He don't eat it.
Right. So parents, I think we all should get into sending our child to school with a lunch or packed lunch or snack or whatever the case may be, like Carrot Top just touched on. So Yari Bear is very Yari Bear. Everybody know who Yari Bear is. So, my sister was like, I really pay attention to certain things that she says, because, it be having knowledge behind it. So Yari Bear came home from school, which everybody know Yari Bear is in kindergarten right now. And she told her mother that one of the kids got sick at school from the school food. And, because Sheena asked, she said, well, what did the kid get sick from? And the kid said, she already said this kid got sick from the food. So not for nothing, the food poisoning started. And then next thing you know, kids start ending up with COVID. So now the whole kindergarten class is at home for 10 days in quarantine. And, Yardbear was like, yeah, they've been, they're not wearing their masks and doing what they're supposed to do, and the kids is getting sick. And Sheena said that's because you got different workers who are, putting their different energy, putting their different stuff, not really properly sanitizing, not really wearing their masks because, whatever situation is, and the case may be, which my sister is fully vaccinated as well as Carrot Top is fully vaccinated. And long as you have to wear your mask and sanitize at all times, it doesn't mean anything. Definitely keep yourself off the grid by keeping yourself safe. And because these different employees are not doing that, they're causing these younger kids to get sick at these schools by getting these lunches prepared, by serving them whatever, we're not having the proper 99.9% bacteria killing
And
whatever
also,
it is.
These school lunches, I remember when I used to eat school lunch.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna get you can have 3 different lunches during the week and it'd be the same meal.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I mean. If it was pizza, that pizza either gonna be burnt, the
hard,
pizza gonna be cold in the middle, or it's gonna be perfect temperature.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanna know why? Because these cafeteria aides they don't have enough time to properly cook or heat up these meals at the right temperature. So sometimes they try to turn the heat up, you end up burning it,
mm-hmm.
or they try to, just take it out quickly and it's not fully cooked, and it's a lot of things that can go into these children getting sick. So I work at an elementary school and I have to disagree. So here's the thing. In Philly, there are a lot of different elementary schools that have already closed down because of COVID.
Yeah, and in New York, where my sister is, one of them is already down with all the students and the teachers at home due to COVID.
So my son goes to a charter school, but schools are ran differently. Mm-hmm. So the elementary school that you work at and how your cafeteria is,
it's not going to be the same as somewhere else, right?
But there are teachers and aides out here that's taking shortcuts. It's kids out here and teachers out here that's not wearing their mask. It's a lot of stuff that is going on. And there can be kids that are bringing COVID to the school
from their home.
So we're not saying that, but there are also teachers who take these vacations
and go
on these trips over the weekend and stuff like that and come back and have COVID. We're not saying that the COVID virus is being implemented in these schools from a specific person.
Right.
What we're saying is you have a mass quantity of people in one space for 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So the exposure rate is astronomical. Because especially as kindergartners and first graders and second graders, and the little schoolers, their classes require them to be a little bit closer
and handsy, definitely handsy.
And so the exposure is different.
And it's also like Tisha Love just said, it is very scary with having your children during this time in this pandemic and having young kids and not much so as the 12 and up crowd, because they can properly wear their masks, they can guard themselves and govern themselves while they're off at school and off in the environment compared to our younger kids, you know what I'm saying? But it's best as parents to keep these kids knowledgeable on sanitizing their hands and wearing their face masks also while at school, you know what I'm saying, regardless on if the teacher, because my sister kids, they like this. Even if the teacher tell them not to wear their mask, they're going to wear theirs. If they feel comfortable, they're going to take it down. If they got to breathe a little extra more, but they're going to feel it because that's what they're comfortable with. A lot of children feel free not to wear them, whatever the case is.
You remember at Dave and Buster's, Nugget would not take that mask.
Yeah, he would not take it off. He would.
He was like, so here's the thing with school, Kit, because Kit is the one that said she worked at school. We know that a lot of teachers didn't ask to be back in session.
Did you take
but it's kind of like a double-edged sword when it comes to the kids being virtual versus the kids being in person, because if the kids are virtual, the parents cannot provide.
Mm-hmm.
And if the kids are in person, there's a high chance of the children getting sick. It's a high chance of the children getting sick and things like that. But it's really like, if Nugget wasn't in school, if he wasn't in person, I don't know what I would be doing.
Right.
I'd probably be on OnlyFans, like, do it like it's your B-Day. I don't know what I would be doing right now because
don't change
I needed, I told y'all I needed the supplemental income. But if they're already talking about having kids get out of school every Friday, and it's like you just got these parents back at work, back in a routine, and if y'all switched it up, it's gonna be a whole financial pandemic all over again because we got to be home.
Right.
No, it's not that you're their babysitter. You're their educator. School institutions are a place where kids are supposed to be from a certain time period. So we're not saying that you're a babysitter, but you're an educator. So educators are supposed to educate. When the parents are at home while you're in virtual schooling, a lot of these teachers require the parents to be educators as well. They want us to sit with the kids, and that's not teaching them how to be on their own. It's not teaching them how to socialize. It's not teaching them to ask other adults questions. It's not helping.
Right. And not for nothing, some of these teachers are not communicating what's going on in their classrooms with the parents as well. Before we get off of here, you know what I'm saying? Teachers don't feel like they have to tell you when one of the kids is sick or sniffling or anything like that, when in case, in fact, if certain parents don't ask. So it is okay to ask if there's anything, you know, you need to be alarmed of or aware about when it comes to the safety of the health of your child. So not for nothing, you know what I'm saying? I often know this, you know, everything is tradition and condition. So we on a new wave late, you know what I'm saying? We're always breaking spiritual generational curses that's on the melanin people. We based on everything that our ancestors been through, you know what I'm saying, which we seeing it unfold before our eyes right now with the 2 police officers that were seen on social media on their horses and whips trying to reject the immigrants coming over on the Mexican border. We also don't each ice. It's
Tell Tia to go back to your side.
Tia, what you done? She done called you Professor Top.
She said no. She said they got custody from 7:30 to 2:30 Monday through Friday.
Yeah, Monday through Friday. Yeah, that's real. You know what I'm saying? Learn the laws of your states and your city. Know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely keep up to par with your credit scores. Don't run them for unnecessary reasons because it does allow it to go down. If you're able to network with anybody, make sure you network with them at all times. If you are stuck in your city and you ain't never been out and you want to travel somewhere, find you some real travel buddies like me and Carrot Top talked about. Your friends don't necessarily have to be your travel buddies, but having travel buddies is good. But also prepare yourself to do what, sis? Travel by yourself. Travel by yourself. Ashe, you know what I'm saying? Y'all let us know how we did today. We gonna be on this thing on Thursday at 5 p.m. I finna play a song for y'all, and then we gonna what do I want? What do I want? I don't know. I'm just going to play another Burna Boy song. But definitely, I enjoyed the conversation today. A lot of stuff people don't know. Knowledge is power. So always educate yourself all times when you're traveling, you're going to these different places. Learn. Find out the history. Go to some museums. Get you some artifacts. Take you back something to remember yourself by. Keep your journals. Keep your notebooks. Always remember that you are your own scholar. So write down everything that you can remember, everything that you see, everything that's going on around you. Remember your angel numbers. Also, as me and Carrot Top talk about every Tuesday and every Thursday, please be there for your ancestors like your ancestors are there for you. Learn how to set your altars up. Know about your altars. Learn about your ancestors. Learn how to create it. We're going to put this thing in like Coco for all our melanated people. We need to all have altars all around our houses and whatever case may be. And we need to set up and give them the love that they deserve because they're in their next realm. Give them the love that we are getting over here. We're getting blessed because of what they're doing over there. Ashe? Those rounds are ascending wisdom, y'all. Yeah, Mama of the Rugrats said, anyone looking for a stay-at-home job, let me know. You can use me as a reference. No pyramid schemes or that stuff. Ashe, sis, Alea. We love you both. We love you all. Make sure y'all double tap the screen. Make sure y'all don't forget to recap this on my YouTube channel at Nee Baby Stupid Stud. How we do, y'all? Did y'all like today? Give us a thumbs up, a comment emoji.
I got some. I love this talk today. Like literally, they said it back to back. I love this talk today.
Definitely, y'all network with each other as much as possible. Do what you can. Link up with these people. We're all over. Drop your states right now. Let's see where we checking in at. I'm in Maryland. Y'all know this is the Philly gal. The Philly gal. I know we got Maryland, we got DMV area in this thing, we got North Carolina, we got South Carolina, we got Florida. I know for sure we got Cali.
Michigan.
I know for sure we got Buffalo, New York. We got Texas in the building.
You said Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Washington State, North Carolina, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Maryland, and Oklahoma. Again,
We got
Tennessee
Des Moines.
and Florida.
We got Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines.
Des Moines.
Kelly, I'm a comedian. If you're a comedian, you want to get up with me for the Stupid Stud Experience tour that I have going on. We have 3 up and coming shows. Let me know. Link with me. I'll network with you. I'll give you a 15-minute set on stage, and you can do your live stand-up comedy. That's how we do things over here at the Stupid Stud Entertainment.
You ain't offer me no 15-minute set on stage to do my live.
I offered you a table to sell chakras and bracelets and things and shit nature, and you was like, well, I'm going to be turned up in the VIP section. That's what you said. Think about it. Just think about it. What's up, Carla?
But what that guy do with the 15-minute set on stage? I could be like, hey, yo. No, I can't do that.
Yeah. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. You sound like Usher. My way. Yo.
So, the thing is, I probably won't do the table. I do want to just enjoy you having the show. But if y'all come to the show,
so this is what I'm doing. You can do this as well. I think we should do this as well. So I'm doing gift bags, so you can put whatever you want in the gift bags.
That's what I was about to say.
You know, we'll recycle them funds. So it's 250, I think, gift bags I'm doing. So whatever you wanna, whatever CTJ you wanna throw in there for them, make sure you do that. I don't have any dates for Tennessee. So right now we have Virginia, North Carolina, and Texas. Virginia Beach starts December 18th. North Carolina starts March 11th and 12th. And then Texas will be put on right after North Carolina is put on. So I'm sorry, we haven't did Tennessee yet. She's like, oh yeah, I gotta get those.
I'm not gonna bring my stuff I'm not gonna get a table kit because I will be driving. And I want to just like enjoy. I don't want to.
She got to be responsible for stuff while you trying to get lit.
I don't want to be responsible.
We gotta learn that dance line. So the GWC remained in 3. Oh, I like that. The GWC remained in 3. We'll be putting on a live line dance performance after the show. So make sure y'all get with it. Stay tuned. We will be getting it down in the Funkadelics. So to let y'all know,
they don't even make sense. What is the Funkadelic?
The Funkadelic. You know, me and BJ be coming up with words.
Don't put BJ in this.
Me and Bryson be coming up with words. You like the Funkadelics, God damn it.
Can we all link up after? I am honestly probably not going to have the energy to link up after. That's probably going to be a whole lot of energy sharing for me.
So the way my shows are set up, it's a kickback comedy show within itself. So we do our sets. So we got the venue for 5 hours. Our sets is only 30 minutes apiece, which is an hour of comedy. We're going it's like meet and greet. You take your photos. We eating, we partying, we dancing. So after that, ain't going to be no link up. That's the link up right there. Catch us at the show because my old ass be through it. And then, I got to make sure I have an extravagant room this time and nothing with roaches because my wife has no understanding.
Y'all got to be I'm telling you, got to get with the program. You know, my hotel room.
Our Airbnb we had here in Alexandria, VA sucked. So we actually we're thinking.
I had a hotel in Alexandria, VA, and it was bomb.
Y'all was compared to we was like, damn. I was like, yo. But that's what we get for not really following through with the follow through. So Sheena is now booking all of everything because she don't play that. She's now booking for the furthermore stuff that we have going on. So definitely Virginia Beach, North Carolina, Texas, y'all will see the GWC3 in that thing. Probably in a lot of more faces, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all familiar with TikTok and things of that nature and the people who work with me, my team member, my family, Mama Val, the one y'all love so much. But definitely make sure y'all pull up on the tickets are on sale until November 1st. They will go off on sale November 1st at 12 a.m. So they will be cut off November 1st at 12 a.m. Black folks like to get their tickets at the last minute anyway. So we ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all get y'all tickets. If you do not have your tickets, I might open up at the door. I might not, because I don't want to have no chances of having cash withdrawal advances. You know what I'm saying? I'll try to.
Because one thing about it, you know what? I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We
online.
got security. We're definitely locked and loaded with security. It is a safe space, but I want to advise everybody to get your tickets, online, because these venues and these places are gonna get bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying. And when we get to Madison Square Garden, y'all can't pay at the door there.
Not Jazz talk about some pew pew.
Yeah, she know what I meant. Pew pew. So when we at Madison Square Garden, we selling out Madison Square Garden. Y'all not gonna be able to pay at the door there. So
that's where Carrot Top is wearing her gown. So y'all better get ready, because Madison Square Garden, I'm coming through with the come through.
So that is the major goal for the ending of 2021, going into 2023. You guys say the same for me. I want to rent out the Madison Square Garden. It's a pretty penny, but we gonna get there, y'all. Please believe me. I got faith in this. But definitely thank y'all for joining. Let's talk about it with no topic. It's off topic with the host, Nee Baby, and the co-host herself, Carrot Top John CTJ. Y'all catch us at Thursday at 5 p.m. Make sure y'all have your topics ready. And for us not to have no topics today, high five, girl. You did good.
You on the wrong side.
No, you on the wrong side. Am I this?
I don't know. Let's
go.
do this.
Go.
Let's do that. Just
okay. 1, 2,
like that.
go.
1, 2, 3.